Since y'all want to act like Steph Curry's not the most dangerous man walking, like I've been trying to tell y'all, I'll shout out Steph Curry real quick. I'll shout out Jimmy Butler.
You about to go next, brother? Can Manny get in next? Can we stay in order?
I was riding with you. I'm like, hey, let's do it. Let's hear it.
My bad.
Okay. Y'all want the big screen? Go ahead. If y'all want to hype up Steph and Jimmy,
go ahead, dog.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's do it then. So losers. I go to my losers here, man, and I ain't taking no shots at nobody. As I say this, I know we got some fans of the Houston Rockets in here, but Rockets, man, they just I hate this for them. They going against an experienced Warriors team, man. They going against Steph Curry and Draymond and Jimmy Butler. They all got crazy experience, man. And if the Rockets could match up against anybody else, I think we would see somewhat of a great series where they had a chance to go to the next round. But it just so happens to be they ran into the greatest point guard of all time. Yeah, I said it, Stephen Curry, and they about to get sent home in 5 at minimum, unfortunately, man. But they too inexperienced. They not consistent enough, and they just don't have enough offensive firepower to really keep up with the Warriors. They can play defense, and they can make it a great game, but I just don't think they'll be able to even come across 2 games in this series playing against the Warriors.
Why everybody keep talking about the Rockets defense like the Warriors ain't got a good elite defense on their own?
This is true too.
That's another thing. Like, Jimmy Butler and Draymond are
facts, and they guarding everybody. That's
Pod's playing D too.
Pods, yep.
They guard
Moses Moody.
Steph was playing defense on Jalen Green.
That's not saying much.
Steph was sitting down. Say what you want to.
I could guard
Green.
What about the other way around though?
Somebody clowned me last time. I said Steph is an underrated defender, and somebody was clowning me last time. So I'm gonna stand on that. Jalen Green ain't even put up double digits, and this is what I mean.
Steph Curry defense praise because you guarded Jalen Green.
Okay, you can play that role if you want to. Jalen Green is shifty, and he's a 20-point per game scorer. Steph Curry was sitting in the chair, moving his feet, beating him to the spot.
I want you to keep that same energy right when we get to another game too. Go ahead.
Straighten me out. Have you ever heard of a team that was as good as the Houston Rockets? Their leading scorer be talked about like this.
Who's their leading scorer?
Jalen Green. I've never heard this before in my life.
Well, their team they're an anomaly
because we watched the team play basketball. That's why.
I watched them play. So maybe this is the exception because I watched Jalen Green and I mean the shots that he was getting yesterday. He does make those shots. It is different in the playoffs. I'm not going to argue that point. Yes, it is. It's 100% different in the playoffs. The temperature turns up and the rim might look a little bit further back than it did. But I mean. I never heard anybody talk about a team.
I think he's had 4 single-digit games in the last 5, Bart. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
4 in the last 4.
I think 3 in the last 4.
To be fair, our season was already secured when he had those 3 straight single-digit games.
They played the starters.
Last night was egregious. He's on my disgraceful game 1 team. Like Jalen Green is on.
Disgraceful works in this.
Fred VanVleet is joining him, by the way. Just putting out there.
Who is?
But Fred VanVleet. But the last 3 games of regular season. I don't really care that he scored single digits. I'm gonna be honest. Like our season was secured. I don't. But last night, yeah, he's on the all disgraceful team. Absolutely on the all disgraceful team.
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad last night, man.
And Thompson borderline on the all disgraceful team too. But we gonna.
Yeah, but we talked about this with Jalen Green though. Like we know Jalen Green's gonna have 2, maybe 3 good games this series. If it goes 7. We've already talked about this. We discussed this.
It's not going 7.
Did we not? But hold on, no. Did we not discuss this? Did we not say over a 7-game playoff series sample size, Jalen Green will have 2 or 3 good games?
So I was not here.
Wrong. Can I interest you in some amazing numbers? Can I interest you in some amazing numbers?
Get to the numbers.
Please. Come on. This is Jalen Green in his career against the Golden State Warriors.
I hate to step in and interrupt this intense yap session that you're currently watching, but I just have to inform you on all the amazing, spectacular, fabulous, endless ways to play and win over at PrizePicks. Basketball fans, I know the season is just tipping off. Yes, I know this. But you know what that means? It means that you have an opportunity to pick your favorite players and their matchups that are the most thrilling, and you can win money from these. With PrizePicks, you can play daily NBA contests and test your hoop knowledge by choosing the player projections in every single stat line imaginable to make your prize picks and take home some nice hard-earned cash. Are you a rookie in the game? Don't even sweat it. I got the playbook for you right here. All you have to do is download PrizePicks, use promo code PANEL, and you will get $50 instantly when you play 5 here with PrizePicks. So what are you waiting for? Download PrizePicks, use promo code PANEL, and join me as we break down all of our amazing daily picks right here on the panel. PrizePicks. Run your game, control your game, win your game. It's easy, baby. It's easy.
His first ever game against the Warriors. So we're going rookie year 2 today. 9 points, 4 for 12 shooting, 4 turnovers to 2 assists. His second game against the Warriors in his career, 3 points, 0 for 11 shooting, 0 for 6 from 3. 3 made free throws. Congratulations. And then the next game against the Warriors, 10 points, 2 for 9 shooting, 2 for 7 from 3. Then the next game, this is the best game he ever had so far, 16 points on 4 of 15 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3. No, 3 of 7 on 2s, 1 of 8 from 3. My fault. The next game, 13 points, 6 for 19 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. The next game, 20 points, the best so far, 7 of 19 from the field. The next game, 21 points, 8 of 20 from the field. That's the closest we've got to being somewhat efficient. The next game, 16 points on 6 of 15 from the field. The next game, 13 points on 4 of 12 from the field. The next game, 7 points on 2 of 13 from the field. The next game, 14 points on 4 of 16 from the field. So the next game, 12 points on 5 of 15 from the field.
Really quick, I don't want to interrupt. What I'm hearing is Steph been having them in jail for years.
3 games left. The next game, 9 points, 3 of 10 from the field. This is the best game he's had so far against the Warriors. 21 points on 9 of 19 from the field. That's the best game he's ever had against the Warriors. And then last night, 7 points on 3 of 15 from the field. He's never played well against this team.
What I'm hearing
is
is Steph Curry done had him in prison for years.
That sounds like
if you want to call that Steph Curry, then sure, go for it.
Another
what I'm telling you is Jalen Green in his life has scored above 20 points, more than 20 points twice against the Warriors. 2 times. 20 points or more 3 times. He sucked against the Warriors.
They got his card.
He shot above 40% from the field once.
That's terrible.
In all of those games, 1 game was above 40% from the field.
This is why they losers in this pick right now. Because
what do you do with that? We're going to say 3 good games. He hasn't shown you 1 good game in his whole career against this team. But we'll see. If he has a good game too, then there'll be one of the.
What's it? Because them numbers that you just ran down to me, Mars, that sound like about 14 on like 38% from the floor. That's what that sound like to me. If
38% from the field would be a positive.
Yeah, I'm just throwing a number out because to the numbers that you just said, that sound like about 14 to 16 a game. Now, for my starting 2 guard, that's great if it's 1995. That's fantastic if it's 1995. But in 2025, my starting 2 guard giving me 14 to 16 a game, and he's my leading scorer. No, that's not going to get it done. In fact, we're going to get smoked.
In the regular season, he averages 13 points per game on 31% shooting.
That's not going to get it done. That's not.
And then obviously last night, 7 points on
3 of 15.
It's not enough.
20% shooting.
The scheme that we're looking at with Jalen Green, because him coming off those screens, I see him coming off screens and knocking down shots. Why he can't do that against the Warriors, especially in the mid-range, going to his left? Because I saw him with Steph. I saw Steph Curry on him, and I'm watching Steven Adams, one of the best screen setters in the game, who was getting him open. And he was getting open in the mid-range where he isn't great, but I've seen him make open mid-range shots. I'm trying to figure out, I know it's the playoffs, and I know this is your first time being here, but I'm not going to overreact because I know it's Monday, and I'm not going to overreact. But he's got to be better. He has to be. He's getting to those spots where he can make shots. He's just got to be better, man. He does.
All right, Jalen Green in his career from mid-range.
Like
35%, 39%, 37%, 35%. If those are the shots that you're comfortable with him taking, you're asking him to be inefficient.
I'm just asking him to be respectable in the mid-range.
He's never been respectable.
Got to be consistent, man.
He's never been respectable in the mid-range. He's never even been close to respectable. His rookie year, he was 30% from the mid-range. The best he's ever been was 39% from the mid-range. These are egregious numbers. And these are the things that you're saying he should be able to make. He's never shown the ability to make these shots consistently.
Not consistently.
35% from the mid-range. There's a reason he gets open mid-range jump shots.
See, that's what
no one worried about that.
Separates like a franchise player to just another great role player is the consistency. Like if somebody's consistent every night, getting you 25 plus every night, shooting consistent every night, that's what's making them like, okay, this is our franchise player. This is the guy we build around. This is the guy we keep forever. But like when you're given the inconsistent performances like that, the inconsistent shooting nights, then it's like, okay, well, maybe this guy is disposable. Maybe we try and look somewhere else and build somewhere else and try and find a new answer. And it's like, as good as Jalen Green is, like, that's the only thing that's missing is the consistency.
That's one thing the issue with Jalen Green is that he is consistent. He's consistently bad, and you guys think that the flashes of greatness. I'm off the train now, Swapper, so you can look at me. You guys think the flashes of greatness are this is what he can be. He's just not consistent enough. No, he consistently shows you what he is, and then you're tricked by the outlier goods games and like.
You are too, Mars. You did the same thing last year.
I've been off the train for how long now?
You did the same thing.
Yes,
I just with us, Mars.
I'm off the train now. I'm off the train now. You can tell me what I was a year ago. Absolutely. You can tell me what I was 6 months ago. Absolutely. I'm telling you what is wrong. I'm telling you he's not good. Consistently, he hasn't been good. But the flashes of greatness, the March stretch, the stretch in January.
That's the problem, though, Mars. But see, that's the problem right there, though, Mars. Those flashes,
the inconsistency is the good games.
That's the problem, though, Mars. And that's it right there, Mars. Those flashes, he's so damn good.
But you can't build teams around that, though, Chill. You know that.
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. You actually can. They're the number 2 seed.
That's not why they're the number 2 seed, though.
Chill, Mars, and Swiper. We about to get back to these biggest winners and losers. We don't got time to go on a 30-minute rabbit hole about Jalen.
No more Houston rest of the day. All right, go ahead. Next.
It's on you. Oh, Big Ox. It's on you. What you got?
Steph Curry. And Jimmy Butler. Okay. I've heard that these young boys had something for him. I've heard that Amin Thompson was going to be the Steph Curry stopper, like this little boy finna move the needle against the most dangerous man you've ever seen play basketball.
Get him.
Put some respect on Steph Curry's name, please. I don't want to see no more memes. I don't want to see no more Twitter posts. I don't want to see nothing else about Amin Thompson giving Steph Curry a hard time.
Get him.
I don't want to see nothing else about Jimmy Butler. I don't want to hear nothing else about playoff Jimmy ain't real. I don't want to hear nothing else about Tari Eason and Jabari Smith doing something about Jimmy Butler. This shit is not happening. These dudes are not old. They are in the prime of their career. Okay. Mars, it's of course 35 seems old when you're 12, Mars, but. These dudes are not old. These dudes are in their prime. They're in their prime. All right. Put some respect on Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. This isn't you said we're not gonna get this from them in the playoffs. You gonna get this. You gonna get it, and the Rockets gonna get it too.
First and foremost, okay, that's just one side of it. Ox left out a whole. Ox gave you the breakfast, he gave you brunch, he even gave you all of that stuff. He left the steak and the potatoes out of it. He left the part out that, yes, Ox, I'm not going to argue, 11 for 12. Steph Curry didn't miss a shot. Let's not leave out the fact that he got shut down in the fourth quarter. We got a 2-possession game with 5 minutes left. With 3.5 minutes, these dudes is dead. And guys like, no, that was his only bucket in the fourth quarter, by the way. And that was in not. Hold on, Mars. That was like 9.5 minutes.
You trying to hate on Steph right now?
No, I'm not trying to hate on Steph Curry. I'm not trying to hate on Steph Curry. Give me a break. No, he did not.
That's playoff basketball. He got playoff basketball.
No, he got busy.
Absolutely hating on Steph right now.
What the problem we had is the same problem we've had all year with the Houston Rockets. Their offense. Why? Because we get late into this game, they can't score consistently. Even though we had a 2-possession game, Moses Moody cracks a 3.25. To move this to 7, and then all of a sudden it falls apart. Other than that, they were doing just fine. Let's not make it sound like Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler just ran through these dudes.
Talk about Jimmy Butler in the fourth quarter.
They scored 56 points between the two of them, and they both did very efficiently.
I'm not
Jimmy Butler closed that game out.
I'm not arguing. I am not arguing.
And Jimmy Butler closed the game out.
Thank you, Swiper. Let's talk about Jimmy Butler in the fourth quarter.
And then the defense he had, the strip he was getting weak side. Like, he did everything, and he was working in transition. Yeah, that was
that remind me of 89.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like Jimmy and Draymond on the floor, and then Moses Moody, you glossed over it. He played great defense in the fourth quarter, and then those two shots that he hit were humongous. But that's what you need, though.
Fadeaway mid-range, like God.
That was, that was crazy, bro.
The fadeaway mid-range wasn't even my issue, Mars. It was the three in the corner when we got a 2-possession game with 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, it was
you knew he was gonna make that. Like
when he made that,
he
one,
just
I was
makes
like, damn.
Chill, look at Mars.
Right there.
Look at Mars. He got the look in his eye. He want to go home.
It was kind of.
If I'm gonna bring out the Houston fan in me, the Rockets' offense was even worse than I think people thought it was going to be. And I'm part of the group that thought it was going to be bad.
22 offensive rebounds. I mean,
65.
Mars misses family.
But with it being that bad, they held the Warriors to 95.
Yep.
More often than not, in the current NBA, you hold a team to 95. You got a chance to win the game. Like you should win the game.
Yeah.
This year they only scored 85.
Yeah,
I don't expect everyone to be that bad again. Jalen Green notwithstanding, I don't really have much faith in what he does in this series. If he plays well, then I think
Fred VanVleet's usually a good pull-up three-point shooter, so maybe that will change.
Mm-hmm. Fred VanVleet shooting a pull-up three when he was 3 for 15. Disgraceful shot.
Well, somebody had to do it. Who
no.
You
gotta keep firing though. Yeah,
it was like I want to say it was like a 7-point game. Maybe I want to say 7-point game. We get a stop, and then Fred VanVleet just shoots a pull-up three.
Well, Morris, what'd you want right there, though?
We had a 3-on-1. What do you mean?
Yeah, you had to get to the rim. No,
we had a 3-on-1, and he shot a pull-up three when he was 3 for 15.
You already missed 10 threes.
Yeah,
what do I want? I want my NBA championship point guards to make a good decision. The experience he's meant to bring to the team, I want it to manifest itself in good decision making. Am I asking for too much?
No.
Am I asking for too much to say in a 3-on-1, maybe a 3-on-2, just because I can't fully remember?
Well, but he was relatively open though, Mars. Like, you know what I mean? It is an advantage. In the NBA now, that is an advantage when you have a 3-on-1 to shoot a 3-pointer.
That is not an advantage.
Yes, it is. Most teams do that. Most teams do that.
I'm okay with it, but considering he's been broke the whole game,
but outside of Şengün, nobody was scoring, and then you can't get the ball to Şengün consistently in the fourth quarter.
Pull up three when you're 3 for 15 in a 3-on-2 situation.
It more so depends on who you are.
You got to shoot something else.
Yeah, I'm saying like
if you are Frederick VanVleet,
yes,
how is that a good shot?
You know what I mean?
It's a good shot because you guys
was going to get the ball.
That's why.
Oh, by the way, Mars, the biggest issue wasn't even that. It's the fact they took Steven Adams out of the game. That was the biggest issue. That was the biggest issue.
He should have played the whole second half.
Jalen Green.
Yo, but hold on. I'm about to halt this conversation because we are going to. That's the first series we're going to talk to. Okay. The people in the chat voted about it. I just got to get some more winners and losers from you guys. Yeah. Swiper, Mars.
Is bro named Phil Frederick?
Fred, it's Fred, but I don't know. Frederick.
I'm about to say, well, he's the biggest.
Frederick is Frederick Edmonds VanVleet. That's his name. Oh my, yeah, Frederick.
How can you pull that up so fast?
It's Google.
I had to pull it up.
What else is Freddie? What else is Fred short for?
I don't know, but Frederick Edmund VanVleet, yeah.
Federico.
I would say you want some losers or what you want, Ron? What you want? Another winner? Which one losers?
It's up to you, my man.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.